What's up, guys? We're back with
Oh, that
another
was bad.
episode of Swing for Contact. I'm your main host, Noah Perkins. I'm joined with my co-hosts Aiden and Jonathan Ramey. I might have to evacuate my room here in a second because I'm in the middle of the tornado right now. But and my mom's texting me to get down in the first level, so we gotta hurry up. But anyways, covering the AL East today. How are we feeling, everybody?
Pretty good. Figured out my right shoulder is significantly bigger than my left shoulder after lifting the other day, and it's kind of a problem. So I'm about to take some suggestions on how to fix that. Been hitting drop sets on my left shoulder specifically, just trying to grow it.
That's not what I anticipated the answer to that being.
I gotta go, guys.
Yeah, that's how we were doing.
I gotta go.
Are the sirens going?
Yes, they've been going off. I gotta go. just do it without me.
Wait, keep the stream on in case your house falls down. We want to have
Okay.
some content.
Okay. I'm so sorry, but I forgot I gotta go. Okay. Wait, I can join you on my phone, right?
Why don't
Yeah.
you just take your laptop downstairs?
That also.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it'll be all right.
Yeah.
Just don't speak too loudly into it.
All right, we'll get started while you're walking down there. So, Orioles got better. They added Corbin Burns. That is a huge one. Their problem has been pitching for a bit. Now they've got a good ace. They've got Bradish behind him. Bradish is, how long is he out? He is out, right?
He's currently out, but him and John Means have started throwing bullpens again. So
Okay.
I think they expect both of those guys back probably early summer, I think, maybe even May. I don't think we'll see them in April by any means, but I could see them making a May return. Bradish especially a May return if everything kind of goes right with his bullpen stuff.
Yeah.
But it might take a little bit longer for John Means. I'd say you don't want to rush them back. But you definitely need them back for a playoff run.
Okay. I really like. I mean, their farm is stacked right now.
Still good, yeah.
I believe Kowser's been tearing spring training up. Holiday's been pretty good. Hasn't been his extra base hitty. I don't believe. I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure he's been kind of more in the just singles and stuff. But I mean, he's hitting a 900 OPS, 300 something average, so he's looking nice. I expect Holiday to be there opening day. I don't know about Kowser. I haven't seen what their plans are for him yet. They went and got Craig Kimbrell, which I'm not the biggest fan of Kimbrell. I think he gets a little more hate than he should, but they've got him basically to replace Felix Bautista since he's out for the year.
Yep.
I still like Cano. He's really solid reliever. So we'll see. They may start off a little slower just because of some of the starting pitching being out, but Adley's going to get as much as he can out of the other guys. I think he's always commanded a starting pitching group pretty well. So I like them still. I don't know how this division's really tough to judge because they could be first, they could be third.
Yeah.
It's going to be a dogfight.
I really agree with pretty much everything you just said. I think Kowser and Holiday would benefit from not being rushed on the opening day team. I think they would be better to come up in the year once they get some at-bats, get some mojo going in the AAA if they're hitting well, then bring them up instead of having, Jackson as a rookie playing probably second base opening day. They brought in Colton Wong just in case one of them doesn't click.
Who do they have at short?
So right now, I think they're rocking. I forgot who they have at third base at the second, but it's not
Gunner's at third.
It's not Gunner at third. They have Gunner projected at short at the second. On Fangraphs, they have Gunner at short and then Holiday at second.
Fangraphs has him there, but I could be completely wrong, but I thought that in all their spring training games he's been playing third.
I think he's been doing both. I think he's been flipping back and forth. just
Yeah,
kind of
I'm
going
looking
off
at
the
it now.
roster resources.
You Ramon, I think it's Ramon Urias.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
been playing third.
That's their projected lineup. Obviously you could move Holiday to short and crap, Gunner to third, and it would be perfect. I think that's the long term plan still. But I our guy No over there's going through it.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I've got it. I'm like not kidding. Sky's green. Trees are bent over on the ground. If y'all want to see the radar on the TV, it's getting bad. I'm gonna keep my stream on. No, I'm not. Orioles are gonna win a division. Yankees are gonna get second. Rays are gonna get third. Yankees are gonna make the wild card. And yeah, okay. Sorry, but love you, Swing for Contact family. If I don't make it, tell Mama I love her. Ramy, you get the car. Aiden, you
What?
get the Xbox. Okay. All right. Love you guys. Bye.
Dang it, I want the car.
Okay, so that took a turn. I'm gonna have to resize all this over in editing now. It's gonna be awesome to do.
Yeah, it sucks.
It'll be all right. Can you bring your camera down some? Your chin is like cut
Yeah.
off.
My bad,
It's
my
pretty
bad.
funny looking. Now that Noah's gone, it resized you. But yeah, Colton Wong being in as a second base replacement in case things don't quite work out at the first part of the year, I think is smart. I think they're a fun team to watch. I think they're also a little bit of a scary thing because the lineup is hard to predict. With so many guys under that 3 year still making league minimum that they're
Yeah.
depending on. There's still like, hey, regression on an adjustment period versus MVP breakout. I think there's a few guys that could kind of go either way still. You don't really know what to expect from 2 year players, 1 year players.
Yeah.
But adding Corbin Burns, major move. They needed a true number one. He's a true number one. Grayson Rodriguez. Still, fun story about Grayson Rodriguez, real quick. The hardest ball I've ever seen hit as a coach was Grayson Rodriguez. He's a Houston area born kid, played at Central Heights High School in like the Lufkin area. So when I was coaching at Trinity, we had Central Heights at our tournament. They won state that year. Grayson bats lefty, and he hit tank in that tournament. And like the third game of the tournament, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna screw around and hit righty. And he hits righty, and he hits a ball that never arced down. It just kept straight into the trees, and we never saw it land. I think they outscored everyone in the tournament. That team did like 63-6. And then they went on to win state. So Grayson Rodriguez, if you're out there, I was in the Trinity dugout. I loved watching you play that weekend. It was unbelievable. I need a Grayson Rodriguez jersey to add to the collection. He was committed to A&M at the time, and then obviously he went on to get drafted in first round. So,
speaking of the A&M team, oh my gosh, they're insane right now. But that's a conversation for another time. I see your note here. You don't see a 35 home run guy. I think if anyone was going to do it, I think Gunner. If Gunner doesn't start off slow like he did last year, like he's got a lot of pop. I got into a lot of arguments with Orioles fans because like it was Young versus Gunner all season, and it was just really funny. But Gunner obviously projects to be better than Young. Like I just thought that Young, while playing last year, was the better player. But he's really fun to watch. Santander is like one of my most underrated hitters in the league.
yeah,
Like, that guy just rakes, and no one talks about him ever. They've got Hayes in center field, I believe, still.
yep, good player.
I don't know who their left fielder is.
Well, I think they're gonna have Hayes in left and Cedric in center.
Cedric, I completely forgot about Cedric, and that sucks. I really hope Cedric can stay healthy. He's fun to watch ever since he switched from being a switch hitter to just going lefty. I like that a lot more for him. So they're going to be a fun team to watch. I mean, any team with youth like this will be fun to watch. So
for sure, I got them scheduled. I've got already a note on my calendar every time they play Houston to like, okay, this is some must-watch games. I gotta go check this team out. They're currently Fangraphs 85 and 77. I think with the pitching kind of like some guys being hurt right now has them a little bit lower, and then this division has them a little bit lower just because it's going to be a dogfight. 85 seems a little low for a 101 win team that didn't get worse.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the over, but this is a tough division. So like I said, they could go first. They might finish third. Like, you don't really know.
I thought their pitching last year was worse, so I'm not going to knock them for their pitching being injured this year. So I'm going to go over.
I agree. All right. Last year's second place team, the Rays, they finished 99 and 63 last year. And again, man, Tampa just they do things on their own time. They do make weird moves and they find ways to win games. I don't love the team on paper, but I never feel like I do. So what do I know? They added another former Astro. They've got Chris Davinsky, who was a 2017 All-Star. They brought him in mid-year last year, and they signed Phil Maton in the offseason. So somehow I'm sure they're going to turn out a Devo and Maton All-Star bullpen pieces somehow. And then they made a trade with the Dodgers for 2 more starting pitchers. But their lineup is pretty much set. They've got a really good outfield, and Yandy Diaz is, likely to lead the American League in hits. And from a pitching standpoint, the Rays are going to raid. They're going to find 3 or 4 guys that they roll out there, bullpen day, bring up a guy from AAA, have him throw 5 games, send him down, bring up another guy. So, you never really know who their 4th or 5th guy is, but they just do such a good job with arm angles and workload. Somebody's going to get hurt for them. It just always does. But yeah, the Rays are interesting, but at the same time kind of boring to talk about from an offseason standpoint. What you got on them?
I get burned by the Rays every single year that I've made a prediction so far, I think. And I think I'm going to get burned by them again, probably because I mean, they lost Wander for obvious reasons.
Dead.
They lost Wander. They're 3 of their 4 starters from last year out. I mean, when what's his name?
Springs
is out. I don't know how long. He may come back All-Star break area. He may come back later. McClanahan, he's gone. He should be out all season, I think. He got a Tommy John, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't remember the date though.
It was later in the year. It wasn't like a mid. I didn't think it was a mid-season thing.
Yeah, he's probably out for the year. Glasnow's obviously out.
Glasnow's a Dodger now. So, I mean, they do it every year. Like they somehow make it work. And this just feels like one of the worst pitching rotations I've seen them have. So I don't want to say they're going to do it again this year.
You're right. On paper, I agree 100%. Like, on paper, this pitching staff, you're like, this isn't going to work. But somehow they always do it. Fangraphs has them at 86 and 76. Again, they pretty much have everybody around that same kind of line.
I think they win 84. I think they win 84 on the dot. Yeah. I'm a really big Josh Lowe fan. I love what he does in right field. He freaking smokes the ball. And he's, Nathaniel Lowe's brother, so that's already a plus. So
that
I don't know.
field is really good, man. Arozarena in left. Yeah. He's a 2020 guy every year really of his career. And then Josh Lowe in right, a lefty bat who's a 2020 guy.
He's got no reason to be that fast. He's I feel like he's 6'4", and he steals bases, and that's always. It feels like an enigma to me. Like, I get 6'4" isn't like I think basketball sometimes I'm like, it's not that tall, and then I go over to baseball. 6'4" is like
huge,
top of the line height, and yeah, he's gunning it over there. So.
And then Jose Siri is a Gold Glove caliber center fielder from a range factor. He can run it down and he can steal 25 bases. And when he doesn't hit for average, he doesn't get great bat the ball skills, but he has pop in the bat. And when he does hit it square, it freaking flies. And so all 3 of their outfielders, man, are potential 2020 guys. It's a really fun outfield.
Siri's a scary one because if he bat flips on you, it's not a good sign.
Yeah.
That's That could end your career. Yeah, I think they do just under. I'm gonna put them at third in the division.
Yeah, I'd say
Oh,
that.
dude,
I
I
don't
go
know.
down this list, and
I don't
I mean,
know.
I forgot about the Blue Jays. I've been sitting here thinking Rays, Orioles, Yankees, top three, and now I'm looking at the Blue Jays, and I'm like, I think the Blue Jays could also be a top four
Dude, the
or
Blue
top
Jays
three guy.
are gross.
Oh my gosh,
I
I
think the
think
Rays and the Blue
third
Jays
is
are battling.
I think those two battle for third because the Blue Jays, we think they're going to be really good every year, and then they either just sneak into the playoffs or they are just right out of the playoffs.
Yep.
And that's what happens in that division. I mean, it's a really good division.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under on the Rays as well. I think at some point their Devil Magic has to run out a little bit. I think this is the roster that lacks some of that Devil Magic from the pitching standpoint. They'll probably and also what made the Rays get to 99 wins last year was obviously their start.
Yeah, they won like 13 games straight. It was stupid.
They had, the best record the first 2 months in baseball because of their winning streak at the beginning. So I just the second half of the season did not go great for the Rays, and so I kind of expect that to continue.
Tear their UCL too early this season. Like it's not going to happen mid-season or late season whenever they don't need it as much anymore. It's going to happen like right there because it always happens.
It always happens.
1 year a Rays pitcher hasn't messed up their arm. But, yeah, that's what I think.
Last year, the Blue Jays 89-73. I fall for this team every year, and kind of like how the Rays always fool you, the Blue Jays kind of always fool me. I've been a kind of a sneaky Blue Jays fan for a while since they kind of added all their legacy players. I have a love-hate relationship with it, and then my favorite active player was for the Astros has always kind of been George Springer, so I'm a Springer stan. I busted out the Springer jersey just for this video. Because it's the AL East. I'm going to see them, I think, April 1st in Houston. Really excited for that. But Blue Jays added IKF and Justin Turner free agency, Joey Votto and Daniel Vogelbach on minor league deals. Matt Chapman out, Jordan Hicks, trade deadline acquisition out, Whit Merrifielder gone. Kind of a quieter offseason. What's your initial take on the Blue Jays?
So here's the thing. The Blue Jays, every year I look at them and I'm like, there's no reason this offense shouldn't be top three in the league. Like this offense is really good from top to bottom. And then Vlad, ever since that 2020 year or 2021, I'm trying to think of the exact year it was. I think it was 2021. His offensive production just hasn't been up there. He hasn't hit good in Toronto, and that's really where he needs to fix that, of course.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Because Toronto usually is a pretty good hitter-friendly place.
Bo Bichette's gonna hit. He hits every year. This is kind of, for me personally, it's a make or break year for Varsho. They gave up a bit to get him. He's gotta be what he's supposed to be this year. I mean, they really need him to hit. Is Turner going to DH and not play third? Who's playing third for them?
So I think it's going to wind up probably being like IKF at third and Turner DHing with occasional spot starts with Turner at third.
Okay. Here's the thing. Chapman, you were losing the defense if Turner was going to play third. I don't know how far off I think Turner's bat may be better than Chapman's. I'd have to look at the stats.
I would take Turner.
Chapman was tearing it up to start the year last year, but he fell off. And I think if I had to choose a bat, I'd choose Turner, of course. IKF's should play really good defense at third. Should. I don't know. This may just be my bias because Gold Glove season for us at third. I like Springer. Got Kiermaier out there, best defender I've personally been able to see.
Really good.
Kirk's been tearing up spring training, but you always got to be careful with spring training. Like Kyle Higashioka was tearing it up for the Yankees a couple of years ago, and what's he doing now? Is he like their third catcher?
Probably. Yeah. Wasn't he part of the trade to Soto?
He may have been. He may have been. I didn't even think about that. Uh, their pitching should be good.
Yeah, their pitching's gross, I think.
I don't know if Manoah. I don't know if Manoah makes the roster. I don't know if you saw one of his spring training starts the other day, but I saw the pitch chart and it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. It was like all righty batters up at their face, and then he just went straight. No, it just went up here, down here, just up, down. So he smoked someone apparently. I don't know if there's video on it, but hit someone in the face. Like he's just I don't know, man. He's got to figure that out. I really like Romano closing.
Yeah.
I'm not as certain on the rest of their bullpen. I can't give really an opinion because I haven't watched it as much. Is that lefty prospect they have? Is he gonna be called up this year?
Lefty
Or early?
prospect.
Yeah, they've got like the best lefty pitcher prospect in baseball or something. Let me check real quick.
Ricky Tiedemann.
Ricky Tiedemann. Is he
he
up?
He's not currently up. He was a non-roster invite to camp.
Okay.
I think he's only a 21-year-old right now.
It says projected is 2024. So
Yeah.
I think he'll probably be like a mid-season, maybe later season guy.
Maybe if like a Manoah doesn't click or something like that, you see him come up.
I think that could be a good fifth to bring up, get him some innings in the majors. I don't know. I like this line. I like the 85 line because I really think they're going to be battling out with the Rays. They may win a couple more than last year. It's kind of crazy. They won 89 and weren't able to sneak into the playoffs in a wild card spot. But that's kind of attributed to how good the AL West was last year. So.
Yeah, my thing with I differ a little bit on you from the lineup. I really like the top 4.5. I don't love the bottom half. Springer at the leadoff spot is dangerous. Second all time in leadoff home runs in Major League Baseball is pretty dope. I doubt he catches Ricky Henderson for that number, but he's built a great career doing it. Bichette and Vladdy needs to just get to the point where he's elevating that ball in Toronto a little bit more. He's getting a lot of line drive hits, which is great. I love line drive hitters that are going to get gap to gap. But I think in order for this team to be a 90-win team, you need a top 10 MVP year from Vlad. Justin Turner at DH, I like. Varsho and Kiermaier are obviously kind of glove first people. I think Varsho can be a 25 home run guy. He provides a lefty bat in that middle of the order, which is good, but Kevin Biggio is not going to like hit a ton. He's not going to have high averages or high slugging, but he's going to get on base. He's going to draw walks, work at bats. He's just kind of a quality player. But the pitching staff to me, I think, is where this team is going to make a run. Gossman, Bassett, Barrios, I think, is one of the sneaky top 3 opening day rotations. And then Kikuchi at the 4, I think, is a strong 4. The 5th guy, I don't know what's going to happen yet. Alek Manoah, what's he got in 24? Is he going to give you 2022 Alek Manoah or last year Alek Manoah? Romano, like you said, you like. Swanson and Yimi Garcia in the back end of the bullpen too, 7-8 strong. Tim Isaiah is a good lefty option to have. I really like the team. I'm going to say that Saint Springer takes the leadoff spot by charge again. Not 2019-esque. Those years, that time is gone for him with the juice ball era. But I'm going to take the over on the 85 and 77. I'm going to say they get 88 and they make a wild card. Give me the Toronto Blue Jays in the wild card.
There's zero reason that Vladdy should be hitting less homers in a season than Marcus Semien, and Marcus Semien's playing in a non-hitter friendly park. And he hits the ball hard.
Yeah.
Like he's got the power. He's just not elevating it like you said. Speaking of the juice ball era, I watched a YouTube video yesterday. It was top 10 most benefited from the juice ball.
Oh, it was all Astros, huh?
No, it was a lot of Astros. Number 1 was Brett Gardner.
Yeah,
I
that
think
makes
number
sense.
3 was Gurriel.
Oh, 100.
Number
Dude, hold on real quick. Yuli's 2019, 30, like 5 home runs and
here's
100 RBIs. It was stupid.
he wasn't doing good the first half, but like July, he realized the ball was flying further, so he just started pulling everything. Alex Bregman was like number 5 because he had like 42 or something.
Yeah, 41 home runs. That was his like near MVP year.
And then Altuve was the other one.
Yeah, the difference is Altuve's kind of kept that swing, and everyone else kind of abandoned it.
He was like, everyone thought that they could start hitting homers like was it LeMahieu or was it LeMahieu or was it the other guy?
On the Yankees?
Yeah. Torres. It was Glaber.
Okay.
He was like all those guys thought that they had that power in them, so they kept trying it. And he's like, Altuve, he just leaned into it more and was still able to do it. And it basically keeps his legs fresh because now he doesn't have to try to be that contact gap hitter, stuff like that. And it's kind of elevated how far his career is going to go.
Yeah, you look at like the launch angle stuff from 2018 to 2019 on the Astros, and just like them realizing, oh, just tilt back a little bit. It's really funny.
That was a really fun watch.
And I think in 2020, everyone wants to point at like, oh, everyone hated the Astros. That's why they took a step back. I think in 2020, the reason the offense sucked was because the ball was different, and they were trying to do that for so long. They're like, why isn't it working anymore?
It makes a lot of sense. Now, Canha was on there when he helped the Athletics reach a wild card.
Dude, that was a sneaky good A's team, but we're getting way too far off track here.
Yeah, sorry. That is a good watch. I'd watch it if I were you.
Okay, I'll look for it. But yeah, 85-77. I got the over. You've got the.
I've got like right there, maybe 86. Maybe 86 is what they win. I don't know.
Taking the over. I like it. My Blue Jays. The New York Yankees. The Yankees.
Yeah, I'd like to start us off on this one.
They snuck in 82 and 80 last year. Mm-hmm. Take it away.
So, I was higher on this team. Cole is now out for a month to 2 months.
Minimum.
And they are not looking at any other starting pitching after Cease deal did not go through. The Yankee tax is real, by the way. They wanted Spencer Jones plus for Cease. So I'm a big Marcus Stroman fan. You know, I kind of was pounding the table trying to get them to trade for him last year, and we ended up getting Monty, which was
great.
I mean, it's the great. Marcus Stroman in the rotation. I like that. Is Rodon? Is he fit? Has he fixed himself? I've heard the velo's back a little bit more. We'll have to see.
I have not seen him pitch yet this year, so I can't verify.
Yeah, I can't really say anything either, but I've heard the velo's back. So I kind of hated them. They gave King to the Padres, and I really hated that for them because King kind of looked nasty last year when they put him into a starting role. So that's the problem for me is their starters.
Yeah.
The bullpen, I don't know the coach's name in the bullpen. Their bullpen coach he maximizes what they've got out of there. He does what he's supposed to do with those guys, finds something that they do right, and they do it right. I really like the lineup. I mean, I think you go. I don't know who their leadoff's going to be. It's probably going to be like Torres or LeMahieu. I can't remember. Maybe LeMahieu's at the 5 or 6. I can't remember who they start off.
They might flip-flop those guys.
I think Volpe needs to go 9. I think Soto 2, Judge 3. I go Rizzo 4 possibly. Hold up. I gotta think of this construction wise, just batting wise. So then I go Rizzo 4, Stanton if he's playing 5 or 6, just because he's got that power. He just needs to stay healthy. And then of course you've got Verdugo. Who's that? Trent Grisham. So their center fielder they got, right?
Yeah.
Which actually,
I think
Judge
Grisham's
is going to
probably
go to center this year.
Judge and center. Probably see Grisham off the bench, and he's your lefty replacement for matchups on good righties.
So I'd go Volpe at the 9. I don't know what they do with that, just to see where he's at. Let him be that second leadoff. But if he starts doing well, I could see them moving him. Like you could move him to the 1. Like if he's watching pitches well, if he's taking the walks and stuff like that. That's something I'd really like to see. I really wish the Martian was healthy.
Yeah.
Even though I do think he'd probably start off in the minors because there's not a lot of roster spots for him to be on right now because of how like stacked kind of their outfield is in terms of just how many positions they've got filled there. Uh, Austin Wells isn't a good defensive catcher, but from what I've seen, they really like his pitch calling. Like they really like how he calls games. But then, so I don't know if they're going to start him or if they're going to start
Trevino.
yeah, Trevino. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I've heard different things. Uh, I don't know. It's not really a year that you can like throw a prospect out there and be like, oh, I hope he does well. But Trevino isn't necessarily as good as to not just throw the prospect out there if you think he is good. And he was hitting well last time I checked in spring training, which, like I've said before, you can't always look at spring training, but I'm gonna use that because that's all I've got to go off right now. So I really like the lineup. The rotations, of course, the big worry right now, especially with Cole out. Hoping Cole comes back healthy as soon as he can. I really like watching him pitch. Uh, although he lost all of his aura when he had to shave off the beard. I hate
Cut
the
the hair
Yankees
and shave the
rule.
beard.
Dude, imagine the Yankees players just like rolling over in their grave right now, seeing Marcus Stroman wearing a do rag and having neck tats up there. Like they are. That's bad. Like
I
they're
love it.
ready to come back, Field of Dream style, and rough them up.
I love it. Strowman forever.
Nah, this
Uh,
team. I think this is my number 2 in the division. I think I'm gonna go. I don't know if I'll go over or not. 89, 90 maybe. I don't know. I guess I got the Orioles a little higher. I've got them winning like 95, I think. So or 95, 97. So I'm gonna go 89 or so. Yankees.
my thing with the Yankees, I think Stanton coming into camp a little bit lighter is maybe the thing that is going to save them because they need him. There were times last year watching him play ball and run the bases and whatnot, like, was
That's
painful to
awful.
look at. I think he came in like 15, 20 pounds lighter this year, which he doesn't need that extra weight to be powerful. He's always had that in him. Slugging 34-year-old bad lugs, but if he gets 30 home runs on 500 ABs, you call that a success. The Garrett Cole thing is scary to me. I just coming from an Astros fan, like this whole situation is screaming Lance McCullers Jr. to me. They're saying that you don't need the surgery. We can rehab this, and you'll be back in 2.5 months. But you're looking at like one major setback, one sprain on the UCL while it's injured, and all of a sudden tears form, and now you have to get that surgery.
Is it the UCL? Because I thought they said there wasn't a tear or anything on it.
I think technically they're saying sprained elbow. But the Yankees have a history of not saying like what the actual injury is right now. Like they were doing like the MRI on Judge's like ribs or abs or whatever. Like the terminology that they use sometimes for their injury disclosures is kind of weird. I just know that when it comes to a right arm thing and revolving elbow, if they don't need the surgery is how they're phrasing it, and you rehab it and it gets re-injured, and now you need the surgery, and now you're going to miss 18 months on top of the 3 months you spent trying to get right. So you're going to miss 2 years instead of just the 1 year. I saw it happen with Verlander in 2020, and he missed all of 2021 because of it. Lance has done it twice, 2019 and 2022, basically. And I know, like, for him, in his mind, he's like, I'm the reigning Cy Young winner. This is the New York Yankees. We're World Series or bust. Like, I get it. But to me, this screams very high risk for a 2-year miss instead of just a 1-year miss. And so I don't want to see Garrett Cole hurt. I love watching him pitch, like you said. I'd be lying if I said that I don't feel bad for Yankees fans with this. But just this is screaming to me out loud. Lance McCullers Jr., Justin Verlander, here comes the 2-year miss. But they need Rodon, they need Clark Schmidt, they need Nestor Cortez to be dogs if they're going to be a 90-win team. Because even if you lose Cole for 3 months, that's a lot of Cy Young starts you're missing. And so in order for them to get to 90 wins, those guys are going to have to be dudes. So that 88 mark, I'm going to say if they make a move on one of these starters that's on the market still, over. If they don't make a move on one of them, under.
That they aren't. I've seen they aren't looking.
If they don't, I'm going to take the under just because I worry about the injury more than I think some people are allowing. But it's going to be really interesting, I think, 3 months from now where the Yankees are sitting.
Yeah.
Our last team of the day, the Red Sox. Last year was obviously a abysmal kind of season by AL East standards for the Red Sox in our lifetimes. 78 and 84, under 500. Seeing the Yankees and Red Sox in 4th and 5th place just feels kind of weird, but Fangraphs has them bouncing back to a 500 record. I have some serious questions about that. They did add Lucas Giolito and Liam Hendricks on 2-year deals.
Have you not seen yet?
But
I was about to say, I was like,
you're probably not expecting to see either one of them this season.
Yeah, Giolito's already confirmed he's not coming back this season.
Yeah, so
from what I've seen,
I think signing them on 2-year deals at least locks them in for you next year. But it's an unfortunate signing for them, but it is what it is. Obviously, they sent Verdugo over to the Yankees for some bullpen guys, and some prospects. They bring in Tyler O'Neill. They sign a non-roster invite for CJ Cron, and they extended Brian Bayo to a long-term deal. So I don't know that the parts in are better than the parts out for this team. And so I'm having a hard time buying 500 right now.
I hate this team. I hate this front office. I hate their stupid field. I'm going under. Giolito's, of course, out for the year. Hendricks is probably out for a bit. Verdugo's gone. Tyler O'Neill is like a guy that is either going to be mid or he could be an MVP candidate. So We'll see. I really hope he does well this year and he gets a contract next year. Because when he's good, and he's fun to watch. And I want him to put it back together. Don't know what Cron's going to be at this point. Casas hits the ball really hard.
I like Casas.
He's it's kind of like a Freeman, a mini Freeman, I'd call him. Devers is, of course, going to be good to watch. It's not that good of a defender, but he's going to rake the ball, probably hit 30 home runs just against the Yankees this year. Yoshida, wonder if he shows a little bit more pop this year, if he's going to still be that contact strictly guy.
Yep.
I like Bello a lot. Cutter Crawford's a baseball name of all time, and I really hope he is one of the best cutters in the league. I gotta find that out in MLB The Show today, see if that's in his pitch mix. I don't know, man. I don't like this team. Like I said, I'm gonna go under. I think this is the clear worst roster in the division, and they've kind of taken this free agency like a bunch of scrubs. They're one of the biggest organizations in baseball, and they kind of acted like they were the Oakland Athletics this offseason in terms of not spending on anyone or trying really. I get you don't want to give Monty 7 years, however much, but you got to do something.
Yeah.
I mean, and they just did nothing, in my opinion. I don't like this team. So that's all I'm going to say on them.
I like Casas in the middle. Devers is always kind of a low-key MVP guy. You can always expect him to maybe make a push. I just got an admit request for Noah, so I'm going to let him in real quick.
We may start talking to the Tornado.
Noah's audio is back in here.
The Tornado texted us earlier that Noah's dead. So
does Trevor Story have another healthy season in him? He's on the wrong side of 30. I don't think he does. I think I'd like for him to, because I like Trevor Story. I like watching him back when he was a Rocky. Like that rookie year of his was kind of electric. You mentioned Yoshida. Does he add a little bit more slugging to his game? He was a 109 OPS plus last year. Can he be like a 115 OPS plus kind of guy? If you get a healthy Trevor Story and you get a Yoshida improvement, who wasn't bad. I don't want to make it sound like Yoshida was bad. He was solid last year, but can he be more? Then maybe the lineup is better. But like I said, I think this is the worst on paper roster in this division. I think they're the clear 5. I don't like the pitching really. I think their entire starting rotation to me feels like the same caliber of pitcher. I don't feel like there's like a 1-2, a middle,
I think
a young guy at the
I
bottom.
like Bayo. Like I think Bayo's the clear one.
I think
I understand.
I think he's the best
other
career.
parts.
I think in 2 years from now, then he'll be the separator. But just like currently, I feel like they're all kind of in one pot. But I think like as he improves, continues to get better, then yeah, I think he's the best player here. Just sitting today, I think they're all kind of the same player. And the bullpen, I like Kenley, I like Chris Martin, I like Winkowski. But the rest of the team, like I feel like their back three, their bullpens, their best part of this best part of this team, and that's not going to be enough in this division. So I'm going to take the under as well. I think they're another year of under 500. Noah's shaking his head over there. Noah, you survived.
Under. I did.
You're outside.
Fast. I am.
We got any damage?
Nah, we good.
We good. All right. Anything you'd like to add to the AL East, Noah?
Red Sox suck. Rays are gonna. Did y'all say the Rays are gonna regress a little bit? Because I think they will.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yankees are gonna be better than what they were. Can I go and make a bold statement that they might make it hard for the Orioles, or do y'all not think that?
I think they
With
make
Cole
it
out, it's going to be hard.
Yeah, I think the top 3 teams in this division all make it hard on each other. It might be a dogfight the entire way.
Oh, I forgot about the Blue Jays. Yeah, they suck too. So.
Aiden, I like the Blue Jays.
No, they suck.
They suck.
Yeah. Yeah. So does Vlad. I look back on our videos now, and I had him as my MVP candidate.
Yeah, you had him as first base 1.
What the hell was I thinking?
He's on the cover of the show, man.
Yeah, stupid. It should have been El Bombi.
We really went from like Tatis, Ohtani, and then they gave us Jazz Chisholm and Vlad.
I personally would have gone with, I think, Seager, quite frankly. Just
Ew, the freaking scream would have been
the scream would have been really
good.
cool. Like that World Series home run with the bat basically sorted out the center field. Like it's a great picture.
The umpire and the catcher both just staring up at the ball as it flies away.
You gray out everybody, desaturate them, you vibrate up Seager, you MLB The Show 24 World Series MVP. Did he get the MVP? World Series MVP?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, World Series MVP, Corey Seager at the bottom, underneath the cleat. Like it pains me to say it, but I think that would have been the better cover.
Yeah, I can get on with that.
All right. Well, that pretty much wraps up our AL East predictions here. I think this is a fun division to watch. I'm going to be watching a lot of Orioles and Blue Jays baseball. We'll watch the Yankees whenever they're in town, but I'm not probably going to tune in until I know for sure what's up with Garrett Cole. And the Red Sox, we'll see.
I'm going to see some Rodon games. I want to see what he looks like.
We got an MVP in this group.
Judge Soto.
We got a Cy Young in this group.
Cole's gone. If Rodon's right, Rodon could easily be in that group.
Corbin Burns.
Corbin Burns is there. Gosman's gonna be there, I think.
I like Gosman.
Watch Zach Eflin go spin out like a 2.8 this year.
I'm here for it. That dude
That'd
went
be-
from
that'd be
being
pretty
like the
funny.
number 5 on the Phillies, underutilized,
And
then
we all said it was gonna happen. We
Yeah.
all when they gave him the biggest contract. Like, go back to our podcast last year. I was like, they gave him the biggest contract they've ever given out. He's gonna be dominant this year.
All right, well, that's going to sign us off here. Next week we'll be here with the week before opening day with the AL Central, and then opening week we'll kick it off with the AL West. Get
Let's
ready for
just
that
get
AL
this-
Central video next week.
Hey, when's the fantasy draft, man?
Tune in for that. Make sure to give us a subscription on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, and like the video, please.
How do you do that? Mine doesn't. Nothing pops up for me.